present to you something that I didn't do.
Welcome back to the Cordios Tribe. So we're going to go ahead and go over a new video about Ben Azoulay. And this is going to be on Jon Bravo's channel. So I'll make sure that I put the link in the description below. The reason why I'm doing this video again on him is because he not only doubled down, but tripled down and said that he is not guilty for what happened to that girl when she was 15 years old, and basically tried to deflect and blame it on someone else. So without further ado, here we go.
States there's a saying, if you're not smart enough like a Jew to make your own money, better learn how to sue one. You guys know the story of Donald Trump. You guys know Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's got to throw the Jew thing in there, right?
Almost every big actor, celebrity, politician, influencer, you name it. They have
quit beating around the bush, big guy.
Said things about them.
Get to it. Like I said, if you are not subscribed to Jon Bravo's channel, make sure you get over there as soon as possible and watch the whole video.
This asshole, this loser, this PDF file,
he is a loser.
Piece of shit, this poor excuse of a fucking man that he pretends to be, trying to teach kids to be one, right? He calls himself a king, King Azoulay, right? Which he is,
Queen
but he's not
Azoulay.
The king that he wants to be. He's the king of being the biggest piece of shit that I've ever seen. After I went over his criminal case and showed everybody what him and his up brother and their friend did to that poor 15-year-old girl, a virgin, took advantage of her, affected her entire life. After I showed everybody that, right? Instead of coming clean and admitting like a man what it is he did, he made it.
And I don't understand how this guy, he tries to, one, he's lied about everything that he's ever talked about on the internet, about who he was, where he comes from, his family, and all that stuff. And now here he is again, lying about a situation that happened when he was a teenager, when we already know that we have the paperwork on what he did. So I don't get it. It's like a big joke to him, right? But you know, most narcissists, this is how they operate. They won't take responsibility for anything.
Response video trying to twist the story in every which way he can to hide the truth again from people. But that's not gonna work with me, because I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna poke a hole through every one of his bullshit lies, just like I want to poke a hole through his fucking head. I'm gonna show you the medical records, and I'm gonna show you the whole story so everybody knows what really happened that night. And while I was going over the documents again, over 140 pages.
Just imagine for a minute if you had a 15-year-old daughter, because I know some of you might actually. I have an 18-year-old daughter, so at one time she was 15, and I have a 12-year-old daughter. So just imagine this is your daughter that you're reading those crimes about on that piece of paper, and your daughter's 15. And then this monster wants to get online and act like everything's honky-dory and he's not a piece of shit. Here we go.
I found something else, and the story gets even worse, because him and his brother did this. Same thing that they did to that 15-year-old girl. They did it to other underage girls, and his Abu Sharmuta parents knew about it. And now I'm gonna show you.
And go back almost 20 years to present to you something that I didn't do.
First, we gotta take a look at his bullshit response, because he was putting up stories on Instagram and on YouTube, movie star. But
so
this is
gross,
not the
man.
time to bullshit
and then he's
around.
sitting in that
So he
chair
put
like
up
he's
all
some
these
big old
bullshit
king,
things
like
trying to
he's
get people to
king
tune
shit.
in to his bullshit response. So he starts off by comparing himself to Donald Trump, Andrew Tate, soccer players, other famous people, because this asshole thinks he's famous, right? So he's trying to compare when those people got accused and it was just a money grab, right? He's trying to say it's the same shit with him.
In the United States, there's a saying, if you're not smart enough like a Jew to make your own money, better learn how to sue one. I mean, you clearly know the stories about Andrew Tate. You guys know the story of Donald Trump. You guys know Cristiano Ronaldo. Almost every big actor, celebrity, politician, influencer, You name it. They
and throughout this whole video, that's all this piece of shit does.
Because it is so easy
deflect off
to
of what he did to that girl.
And then come back
the
with
entire
a big
fucking time. It's ridiculous.
Then he starts telling the story about what he says happened that day. And of course, he changes the story completely, like the fairy tale bullshit life he's living, lying off his ass.
18 years old.
So disgusting,
throwing a birthday party at my house. A group of girls show up, and one of the girls was the girl that I liked. That girl was hanging out with me the whole evening. That girl even spent the night. That is not the girl who said that she was. When we wake up in the morning, I hear cops knocking on my door, saying,
just the way he shot the video, you could tell he's full of himself.
And they arrest my 14-year-old brother. The girl who was a friend of the girl that was hanging out with me. When she left our house and said bye to everybody, she then came back with a case, accusing that me, my brother, and another young man raped her.
So then he starts going into more details of what he's saying happened that night. He's saying him and his brother, they weren't interested in that girl. They didn't want to fuck her, right? But their friend wanted to fuck her, and he wanted to go in the house, but Ben said, no, if you want to fuck her, you fuck her, but it's got to be out here on the couch, and we're all gonna watch like a bunch of assholes because we're sick fuck.
You see, she said that she was a freshman in college. She had a few drinks. We all had some drinks. Everybody was fine.
Oh, just wait for it. Because he's saying he didn't do anything and that there were no bruises on her and nothing happened.
Just try to get with him. My brother didn't want to, but at the same time, this girl was very adamant about getting somebody to hook up with her. So we're hanging in the backyard.
Yeah,
and she sits next to one of the young men who was 17 years old and asked him, will you sleep with me? And I told him, you guys cannot go in my house. If you want, you guys could do it here. So they tried it in front of everybody. And then next thing that happened was it didn't work for him. So a few seconds after, they stopped and they were just sitting down and hanging out with us. You know, young people having drinks, trying to test something they haven't tested before, doing things around people.
Right, buddy.
Okay, things happen when you're a young adult. People do some things that they probably wouldn't do as an adult. So I don't want to say anything bad about the girl. I don't want to say anything bad about the guy, and I don't want to say anything bad about anybody. But when the girl left my house, she said bye to everyone.
Gross.
And the kid that did touch her,
victim blaming,
took her back home. In the morning, cops show up at my house, take me in, arrest my brother, and interrogate us to see if that's truly what happened. So after they interrogated us, they released me and my brother.
Sure you don't. Sure you don't,
And after they interrogated her as well, we then start going to court.
Now that you heard his bullshit fairy tale movie story of what happened that night, right? It clearly differs from the story that is written
I'm not going to.
in the actual criminal case that I showed you. A highly intoxicated H is repeatedly and forcibly AR'd by at least 3 of the defendants while the others stand by and watch. H was forcibly dragged into a bedroom by Ben, who stripped of her clothes, forced her to perform OS on him, and then oral blank on her against her will. Ben then proceeded to brutally force himself upon H, beating her and AR'd her against her will. Other boys, including Dylan and Mayer, watched while this was going on, but made no effort to stop Ben. Now this is where he's claiming it's a money grab. $50 million, he's saying, the family and this girl wanted from him, which I'm going to stay here because I'm going to get into that number here in a moment. But he's saying the judge looked into it, the DA looked into it, the cops on the scene looked into it. He said the doctors even looked to it, and no ever happened. It was all a bullshit lie.
But you know, right after we received the accusation, there was something else that came with it. And I'm sure you could guess what it was. It was a $50 million loss. So we weren't worried about the case, because truly you have to really prove that there was a, and we knew it wasn't.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I don't want to do the entire video because that would be unfair to Jon Bravo. So I will put the link down in the description so you can go ahead and go check that out. Go watch the full video on his channel so he can get the view for it. But this is not surprising because most of them act this way. Liver King acts this way. Wes Watson. It's like I said the other day. It's cookie cutter. They're all the same. They all act the same way. They all have the same demeanor, and they all are stuck on themselves. And this guy's just being pretentious and victim blaming while trying to make it look like he's innocent and he didn't do anything wrong. So, gentlemen, if you're out here and you're watching people like this, make sure that you're being very careful on who you follow and who you look up to, because this shit right here is a dime a dozen. There's a whole bunch of them out there. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Hit like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.